So 2 new episodes of Bad Batch.
Yeah.
2 new episodes
Did
of
you
Bad
watch
Batch.
them?
Yeah,
Okay, good.
definitely.
Did you actually look at them? Or
Yes.
was it...
He listened to
Let
them.
me put myself on record. Yes, I audio-wise and visually saw both episodes.
Wow, so far,
That's-
look at you.
Hey, he's improving.
He did his homework.
He did his homework.
Yeah.
Wild episodes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Wild.
was not... I knew because it was called Clone Conspiracy that it was going to be dark, but it went even darker than I thought it was going to.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I think this show is significantly darker. Like, at least the tone is significantly darker than Clone Wars.
Oh, for sure.
Right?
Yeah.
I mean, Clone Wars gets a lot darker later in the season, or later in the series, because of the inevitable,
Yeah, the progression of...
you know.
Yeah.
But, and I like it because this is that time in the timeline where this is the era in the timeline where it's the darkest.
Yeah.
Right? It's the dark times. It's post Order 66,
Yeah.
post Jedi genocide, post, you know, not just Jedi, there was an
The
entire
Republic falls
Kaminoan
apart.
genocide.
Oh,
Yeah.
You know, like, first of all, I did not realize that they killed like all the Kaminoans.
Me neither. I
I
thought
thought
they
they, like,
just
took
blew
them
up
out.
the cloning facilities. I didn't realize that they bombed all
There's,
of
like-
the major cities.
There's like 3 of them left.
Yeah.
So I didn't know that. So that
There's
big
only 3 space giraffes.
God.
exactly. You mean Q-tips?
Same.
But yeah, that was wild to learn about and
Yeah.
to explore that. Senator Bertoni, the one we see in Clone Wars with Padme's like, "Fuck you, bitch." It was cool seeing her back. I
Yeah.
had totally forgotten about her.
Me too.
And then how she's just like, well, yeah, I'm like the last one. Like,
like, what do you want me to do
what
about
do you
it?
want me to do?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Seeing Omega's like reaction and like her
Oh, yeah.
emotions towards it, because yeah, it's fucking horrible.
Yeah.
That was their home. Not only that, but the clones don't have a voice. They've never had a voice,
Yeah.
and now is when it matters. Now it's like, okay, you've served your purpose. You've done your duty. I mean, I say serve your purpose because they were created specifically to fight the war.
Yeah.
But they're living beings. They're human.
Yeah.
You know, even though they're accelerated,
They're sentient.
they're sentient.
They have emotions.
They're not droids.
They form relationships.
Exactly. So
Yeah.
it's
They're not robots.
no. It's a very interesting perspective that we've
Yeah.
never really seen.
I think it's incredible how far the clones have come from a storytelling standpoint, right? Because when
Yeah.
we see them at the end of Attack of the Clones,
Yeah.
they almost say nothing, right?
No, they've
It's
become
like-
they've become mindless drones of, the Empire,
yeah.
essentially.
Yeah, so it's just crazy to me that in episode 2, we see them, they look very robotic. Like, the way they're introduced, they're very, like, robotic. They're not really their own people, right? Like, their own person.
I would say they are more so, like, people in episode 2 than in episode 3. Like, because we see them in their, like, in the mess hall, we see them, like, kind of training,
Yeah.
so, like, and we also see them as kids.
Yeah.
So we're seeing them, like, we're seeing every stage of them from, like, embryo to baby to child to young adult to adult,
yeah.
full-on clone trooper.
What I'm saying is, like, the emotional aspect of it. Like, yes, we see
Oh.
that they're people
Yeah,
and
yeah.
they're clones, but there's no, like, emotion. We don't get any emotional anything out of them
Yeah,
in the
true.
movies. But then in the Clone Wars, it completely changes your perspective of who the clones are. Like, you get to know the clones. You get to know, like, who they are and the relationships they form with each other and with their Jedi generals.
It
and
humanizes them.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly. It
humanizes them.
humanizes them. And you feel bad when something bad happens to them. You care about these characters. You don't just see them as, like, oh, they're just clones.
Yeah.
And then going even further now with the Bad Batch, it's like now they're fighting for their rights.
Yeah.
Like they don't have
as people.
Yeah, they didn't have any place in the Senate. They don't have any laws in place to take care of them after the war.
Yeah.
They have nothing. So now we've gone on this journey with them for, the past since 2008, really, with the Clone Wars. Yeah. And we've grown to love these characters just as much as we love all the other ones, right? Yeah. Like you don't feel any less for Rex than you do Ahsoka. Right? Yeah. Like you care for them equally.
Yeah, exactly.
So I just think it's crazy that in the movies it was very like surface level, like, oh yeah, so these are the clones and like they do what we tell them. Okay, next. And now we've gotten to the point where like they're fighting for their rights.
Yeah. No.
That's really cool.
That's really, really cool. And like I remember kind of like my thought process when I was younger.
Yeah.
When I first watched the prequels, right? And before the Clone Wars, especially before the Clone Wars, it was like the way I saw the clones was, yes, they're people, but because we didn't know about the chip, we didn't know like any of the backstory, right? We just knew, somehow they were made, right? Yeah. But it looked like, yeah, they were friends with the Jedi and like, they were good soldiers, but they weren't loyal to the Jedi. They were loyal to Palpatine.
Yeah.
That's what it looked like. Mm-hmm. That's how like I understood it as a kid. And even throughout most of the Clone Wars, it was kind of that, but that's when you kind of started seeing like, oh no, they're a lot more there's a lot more of a soul in there. Like there's a soul in there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's not just
like artificial intelligence. No. Yeah.
Exactly. It's not just, they're not mindless. Like they have feelings, they have emotions, they have their own needs and wants, you know what I mean? So, but it wasn't until like season 6 of the Clone Wars where I think it's season 6 where it's like they find out about the chip. They find out about, and that's when it blew my mind.
Yeah.
That's when it blew my mind, and I was like, heartbroken.
Yeah.
Like heartbroken. It
like
completely
they had no
changes.
say in it.
No,
not just
no
them
say.
Following an order, but like physically they had no say.
They had absolutely no say because in the movies you don't see them growing attached to their Jedi generals.
No.
Or the Padawans, or you don't see that relationship.
Or even each other.
Like the closest we get is like Cody and Obi-Wan like being chummy with each other.
Yeah, like chit-chatting.
But that's it.
Yeah.
And then right after that, he shoots him out of the sky.
Yeah, so you're like...
So it's like,
They weren't that close, I guess.
Exactly. So it when you see that...
I thought they were homies, I guess.
Yeah. So like you kind of see... When you only see that, you kind of think, oh, I guess like it was just like a job for them.
Yeah.
Like it was just...
Yeah.
They didn't care. It didn't matter. Like the Jedi didn't matter to them. But yeah, watching the Clone Wars, watching season 6, and seeing all that change, I still remember how like I was like, oh my god,
it's crazy. That was like, I wouldn't say a plot twist, but that completely changes the way you see Order 66 and you see the clones and you see like how it affected them, because it didn't just affect the Jedi
completely,
right? It also affected the clones, and a lot of the clones that regretted their actions, even though they had like they couldn't do anything about it.
Yeah, exactly.
Which is an unfortunate side of war that most veterans have to deal with. Well,
yeah, and it's crazy. It's a crazy thing to explore and dive deep into because obviously I don't want to get into that, but like it's very interesting, and seeing now like the aftermath, right? Seeing the aftermath of, okay, well, the effects of the chip are starting to wear off. Mm-hmm. They're starting to realize what we're doing
Something's
is wrong.
Off.
Something's off. And now seeing like the hitman, like the clone that was essentially like a
bounty
CIA agent for the Empire, you know what I mean? taking out his fellow clones
Yeah.
because they're starting to question the Empire, and they're starting to be like, well, no,
Vocal.
we need to do
Yeah.
what's right.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So that was crazy.
Yeah.
The freaking like cyanide pill.
That actually scared me. Like
jeez.
I was not expecting that.
That was intense.
That was dark.
Really dark. But
I mean,
like, I love it though, because that is that. I was afraid that they would tone down the dark side of this era.
yeah.
Because
Well, it's still for kids.
'cause
Yeah.
I mean, it is, but that guy just fucking killed himself.
Yeah.
Yeah, true.
You know what I mean?
Not
So, and I mean, there were a lot of dark moments and dark episodes and scenes, like the scene where Ahsoka decapitates like 6 Mandalorians at once. You know what I mean? So like,
Yeah.
but you know, the music is like all like, ooh, you know, it's
Yeah.
like exciting and it's action. But so it's like, I also,
Murder.
it very much depends
Yeah.
on the music, like
Yeah,
the
yeah,
background
yeah.
music. But still, like, Clone Wars was very dark, but I still think that Bad Batch is way darker, and
Oh,
it
yeah.
should be,
Yeah.
because this is the era that the Sith have won.
Yeah.
They've taken over the galaxy.
murder, huh? It's like,
Yeah.
yeah.
So so like they've taken over the galaxy. Palpatine won. You know,
The Jedi are
the
gone.
Jedi are gone, and
Anarchy is
Exactly,
taking over. Like in the mid and outer rims are out of control.
yeah, it's the
Yeah.
first time, like, Darth Bane's rule of 2 has finally been played out,
Yeah.
and they won,
yeah.
and they kept it like that for like 25 years.
Yeah.
So, and for at least 19 to 20 of those years, there was no hope.
Yeah.
No hope
Yeah.
of ever getting better, of it ever going back
Yeah.
to the way things were. People completely forgot about the Jedi, forgot about the Republic, you know,
democracy. Yeah.
And that's what's so beautiful about Episode 4 and the title, and
Yeah.
because the destruction of the Death Star was the first time anyone in the galaxy had a glimpse of hope
Yeah.
since then. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? So, I mean, we can continue, but we're just gonna
Yeah,
rehash
yeah.
the entire story. But yeah, I love the tone. It's very dark. It's sad to see, how it's been, how it's getting.
Yeah.
But I mean, we know how it ends. We know we know what happens. But
Yeah.
it's very crazy to see it, because the only time we've ever seen it like this, it's in the comics and the novels. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Can we talk about Palpatine?
that's right.
They've
That's
been
right.
hinting at him literally every episode.
Yeah.
And
I had
we
a
finally
feeling.
got him.
He totally pulled. I told earlier. Told Erica earlier. Damn blooper. No, he pulled Dave Chappelle. It's like, well, we got the proof, and then gotcha, bitch. It's like, he's like, I'm gonna twist it, and
Unfortunately,
yeah.
that's what Palpatine does best. Because he's playing both sides, so it doesn't matter who wins. He just turns it into
That's
whatever
what
he needs it to be.
That's what he did the entirety of the Clone Wars.
Yeah.
Everything. If
Yeah.
the Separatists won,
he was playing chess with himself.
Yeah, literally that meme.
Yeah.
Yeah.
exactly. He's the Pixar dude.
The old guy
old
playing
guy.
chess.
But yeah, it didn't matter. He played the game so well.
It's insane because he literally reacted to it in live, like it happened, and then he came up and he was like, so blah 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 blah, and then it was done.
And they were like, he's
Like
right.
not even like, oh, let's come back tomorrow and re-adjourn or whatever. He was just like, oh, so this happened and this is gonna happen now, and everyone was like,
more of a reason why we're gonna pass the
bravo!
bill. It was like, or the new program, right? Stormtroopers and stuff.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. No, and we also have never seen is Emperor Palpatine in the Senate.
Yeah.
That to me was
Yeah.
crazy, because we've only ever seen him as a Sith Lord on his throne
Yeah.
with Vader, with his posse,
Yeah.
With a squat.
with his squad
Yeah.
around him. We've never seen him where he spent
like the political side.
Yeah, the political side.
Yeah.
Where,
I love
where he has
seeing,
to maintain
like,
himself. You know,
the Senate. We got like so many different sides of the Senate, and like just seeing Coruscant in general. Like we saw so many unique shots.
Yeah,
I wasn't expecting to see so much of the city.
I love
really
seeing
cool.
Coruscant and like diving into that because it's such a crazy planet.
Yeah,
like the entire planet's a city.
It's crazy.
It's crazy. But yeah, and the Imperial Senate and Palpatine at the Imperial Senate, that was insanely cool. I thought we were going to see that in Andor.
Me too, yeah.
And we might still see it in season 2.
Yeah,
but
probably.
I really wanted to see that.
Yeah.
I really wanted to see that in live action, was Palpatine in the Imperial Senate. That would have blown my mind. My mind is still blown just seeing it in Bad Batch.
Yeah.
And for like
a minute. Yeah.
But yeah, it pretty much just sums up how he did everything. How he got away with it all, because that's exactly how he did everything.
Yeah.
And
it's crazy how like he did, like, I mean, obviously we're not surprised, but it's impressive how he can use people. Like, what was the military guy's name that was like in charge of the mission?
Rampart.
Oh, yeah. The way that he just like completely used that guy and then used him as a scapegoat and like didn't bat an eye. He was like, well, that guy's gonna die. I'm gonna blame everything on him. No one will think anything of what I did.
Well, yeah, exactly.
And what did he say? Like no, oh my god, there's like no loose ends. Yeah, like no loose ends. Like just blame that guy and execute him and then move on.
Exactly. No, yeah,
that's crazy.
It's crazy because, I mean, there was no changing it. There was no stopping it until Luke.
Yeah.
Until all that. But yeah, absolutely awesome 2 episodes.
The music was really good.
Yeah,
too.
The music was really good. Seeing Rex again was insanely cool.
Oh, we didn't talk about how Echo's going to go with Rex.
Oh, yeah.
How it ends.
That's right. I had a feeling.
Yeah.
I had a feeling, I don't know why, that when Echo was talking to Omega in the ship, or like, I can't remember where they were, but
when she was like, meditating.
Yeah, when she was meditating. By the way, she's fucking meditating.
I think we've talked about this before, but we keep seeing things that are hinting that she's force sensitive.
Like it's not a secret anymore. She's force sensitive. Even if it's slightly, a tiny bit, it's there.
Yeah.
But yeah, that as soon as like that scene where they were talking, I was like, I have a feeling
even in the previous episodes, he talked about how he's like, I know we're doing these mercenary missions and everything, but like we're not really helping people. We're just making money.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, like Echo wants to be a part of something bigger, you know?
For the Republic.
Yeah.
And that's what Rex is doing.
Yeah.
Rex is doing exactly what Echo feels like he should be doing.
Yeah, like smuggling clones out of whatever situation they're in and like helping them. And
well, we'll see.
Giving them hope.
We'll see what happens with Echo. I don't know. I have a feeling that whatever happens with the Bad Batch is going to be tragic.
Yeah.
I have a feeling it's going to be like a Rogue One situation.
Yeah.
Like a suicide mission?
Kinda. Either that, maybe not all of them, but
probably
Echo?
Like a suicide mission, and they do whatever they do just to keep Omega safe.
Maybe.
Something. I don't know.
Yeah,
I just have a
I don't
bad
think
feeling.
it's gonna end well for them.
Yeah. We'll see. I hope not, because I love them all.
Yeah, of course. Yeah. But we know Dave.
And
we know he likes to break our hearts.
I mean, he just did.
Yeah.
With 2 episodes.
Omega's saying, where are you going?
Can I go with you?
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. I have a feeling. I don't know exactly how or what, but I'm getting a bad
even
feeling.
just physically, like, he has sustained the most.
Well, Echo especially, yes.
Yeah, like physical abuse and mental abuse. So, like, I'm praying that he makes it out alive, but I don't know. We'll see.
All I know is that if they go, however they go, they're gonna go as heroes. And it's gonna be emotional and beautiful, and we're all gonna sob, and we're gonna be like, "Why?
Damn you, Dave!
Damn you, Dave!" But I love you.
Yeah.
But yeah. I think that's pretty much everything I wanted to go over from this last episode, or last 2 episodes.
So good.
They were amazing. They were really, really good. Yeah, let us know what you guys think, how you felt about the episodes, how you felt about Palpatine, where you think Echo and Rex will be, focusing their efforts in. Does that mean I guess we don't really know yet is he still in contact with Ahsoka? I'm sure they're in contact, but like, is he with her? You know what I mean? Yeah. Like, what's up there?
Yeah.
Like, that's what I kind of want to know, what I want to find out. But let me know what you guys think. Shoot us an email. You know where to do that. budgetchewypodcast@gmail.com.
Yes.
But yeah. What's up, nerds? Thank you so much for watching that highlight. If you enjoyed that, you can watch another one right here. You can also watch the full episode right here, or you can subscribe down below to keep up with us throughout the week, and we'll see you on the next one.